So is the KTM Duke 200 worth it? Why not go for the Duke 390? Why would you want something so small and tiny when you've got the Duke 390? Is it fast enough? Is it reliable enough? Well, let's figure that out. So earlier this year, I needed more motorcycles for the school I run, and there wasn't a lot out there to buy. So I bought this KTM Duke 200 thinking it should be a pretty good student bike. And it was. It does have some quirks and issues, but is it good for you and in the street? And yeah, the short answer is yes. I mean, this is a very, very angry 200cc, so it'll be just as fast as the 300cc equivalents out there. So rest assured, speed is not a problem on this bike. You can still maintain highway speeds, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're going to spend all day commuting up and down a highway going 120 kilometers an hour. It'll do it. It just won't feel that it's comfortable doing it at that speed. But around town and learning to ride, fantastic bike for that. So let's go through the specs and details. So it comes with a 200cc engine that puts out 26 horsepower, which yes, that is not a lot, but it is definitely good enough for the street. It's got the trellis frame, just like the Duke series of bikes. And of course in this, the KTM orange. So I hope you like orange, but they do make a model in white as well. It does come with ABS on the front rear tire, and also comes with very large brake discs for what is a very small bike. So this bike will stop on a dime, provided you can hold on. It's got the same styled headlight with the LED accents on the outside. It's a standard yellow bulb, so it's not LED, but you can change that. It's got the just regular standard bulb signal lights as well, right on the back as well, but the tail light is LED, so it looks pretty good. The dash is not color, it's just your standard mono colored screen with basic information, so don't expect much, but it's just fine to view in the sun as well. I will point out that the mirrors are delicate. As you can see, they are cracked on both sides. This bike's used for training, so it does experience definitely more wear and tear. But that said, the housing is very soft on the mirrors, so careful with these. That's why they have cracks. Now I have also outfitted this bike with a stunt cage or a cage, and it is from Crazy Iron, which I've used those before and they are excellent. So that whole cage setup there cost $500 Canadian, which is quite a large amount for a bike that's probably going to cost you around $4,000 Canadian, but well worth it if you think you're going to fall or you're learning on it. This bike also comes standard with Michelin Pilot Road 5s. So this is a great tire. I really like it, and I'm very surprised KTM put such an expensive tire on a beginner bike. So it's good for the rain and good for more aggressive riding as well. So that's a very, very good choice tire, when typically I see something that's not as good. So this motorcycle comes very, very well equipped. All right, now the quirks of this motorcycle. This motorcycle requires more revs to get going. So if you're riding other motorcycles and you hop on this, you'll probably stall it. But apparently that's a KTM thing. Talk to a dealer, talk to other riders, and a lot of KTM motorcycles require more revs first before you let the clutch out. Now you can get a different fuel map or adjust the throttle bodies to ensure that it doesn't stall so easily. But rest assured, it's not you. It's just how the motorcycle is, and I'll give you a quick demo of what exactly that is. So you got your steady idle revs, but the moment that clutch comes out just a bit, it stalls immediately. So you really need to have the revs. So I'll just maybe give it some revs. Stall again. Not enough. So gotta have steady revs. There we go, and away we go. Another issue I had is the rear brake. One of the screws backed off in here, and what happened was it was applying the rear brake, so the rear brake would actually clamp down, and it didn't seize, but it wouldn't prevent the bike from going anywhere. All it took to fix it was we just had to loosen the bolt and retighten it so it wouldn't apply it. It's not a big deal, but if you don't know what you're doing, you'd have to get the bike picked up, brought to the shop, and get fixed. So that was unexpected, but that's also something they'd probably catch in your first service. So something to keep in mind when you're buying it is, some bolts come loose and they may need retightened. So I'm pretty tall. I'm 190 centimeters or 6'2", and I can flat foot this easily. The seat height is 31.9 inches. So fairly tall, but that's fairly standard for a sport bike. So if you are shorter, you are going to be on your tippy toes, but that's okay because this motorcycle weighs 275 pounds. So it's pretty light. So if you stall it and you got to save your foot to prevent it from falling, no problem, you will be able to do that, especially wearing motorcycle boots, which will give you more support. So yeah, if you're more height challenged, this is still a good bike because it's relatively light. It may feel a little heavy on the kickstand, but once you get it back up straight, it's all good. So should you buy this motorcycle for yourself? Yeah, it is still a good bike despite its quirks, but you can work around those. The 200 cc's is enough for learning, getting around town, but it wouldn't be great for long highway runs, but it'll definitely get to where you need to be, whether riding around or just getting your skills up to where they need to be. So if you really want the Duke 390, but it's just too expensive, this is still a very good option. You can ride around for a couple thousand kilometers, then sell it for very close to what you paid for it. So yes, I do recommend it. The stunt cage, optional, but nice to have if you're teaching people how to learn how to ride. But I really do like this bike. I wish there was more of them, but it's just not a big market here in Canada or North America for that fact. So if you get it for a good deal, around $3,000, can't go wrong. Especially if you wanted a Duke 390. I mean, brand new, those out the door can be $7,000 or $8,000. So this is a very, very good starting point for your journey into motorcycling, or if you just need something cheap to get around town. So tell me what you think about it, any problems you've had with it, anything I should know. I've been riding around for around 2,000 kilometers and teaching people how to ride on it. So far so good, but yeah, it does have a few issues. It definitely does not have the reliability of like a Honda or a Kawasaki, but interestingly enough, it's just as fast off the line as the 300s. Maybe not the Ninja 400, but definitely the CB 300F. It's got the speed. So buy it, enjoy it, tell me what you think about it, and I'll keep teaching people how to ride and reviewing bikes. Thanks for watching.